But we got something really cool for you. Deshaun Watson is always on the blackboard. I like that. That's the best part I like about the QB Unplugged. And if you haven't done so, make sure you go out and check out the QB Unplugged. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that and check it out, because it's really really good information about what Deshaun Watson does and how he goes about diagnosing the game. This is a clip that shows him in his thought process in the first game against Pittsburgh last year that was on a national televised game. It was the game Nick Chubb got hurt. It was a tough game, and a lot of people assume that Deshaun Watson played horrible. He did have the strip sack later in the game, but I do think that there were some throws sprinkled in that were really some really dynamic throws. So Deshaun Watson goes over his thought process in a throw to Amari Cooper. Check this out. It's the QB Unplugged podcast with Quincy Avery and Deshaun Watson.
Are you thinking you're actually going to get this pressure right here?
I mean, I knew we was going to get some type of pressure, but they bluffing, especially 39. It's man across the board. So, I mean, we got it picked up because we got 6 for 6. And I guess they're doing a pressure where wherever the line, I guess the center slide, that backer opposite comes.
Kind of like what the Vikings used to do.
Yeah, exactly.
When they used to have 55 and 54, and they'd always be communicating.
They play off the center. Whichever way the center slide, the opposite one goes to keep the back in.
It's really tough to, communicate who's the mic. And when they're calling mics, and when you guys when we're looking at it and you call them mics, kind of just telling the line where to go,
pretty much,
how to handle that situation.
Exactly.
But these defenders are so smart. You're calling it, they're reading it, they know what to do. They understand it.
They watch film, watch tape, they understand protection, so they got to do their job to, it's playing chess. And their job is to keep the back end so it's not another guy in space running a route.
You guys have run this concept a good bit, but how early, when you throw this football, do you know that you're going to throw this back shoulder? Or is it just a feel thing?
It's a feel thing, but I kind of took a slow kind of drop to kind of fill it out, and once I felt that they were kind of locked up to each other, I just knew to just throw it back shoulder.
That is courtesy of the QB Unplugged. You see Deshaun Watson really breaking down that pass. It was a dynamic catch by Amari Cooper as well. It just goes to show you the nuances and in the small minutia of the way the quarterback game is played, and it shows how you really have to be in concert with the 5 men up front, calling out the mic and showing what the protection is. And basically, that is all about identifying and pre-snap what those guys are in. And so you can see that Deshaun is a guy that is really smart when he's talking football, when he's talking about what his thoughts were, his pre-snap reads. And it just goes to show you that he understands a lot of dynamic things that happen. And one of the things that quarterbacks do, the good quarterbacks understand not only what they want to do, but they understand what the defense is trying to do to them, which is going to dictate the chess match and where they want to go. And so you look at that, footwork was good, being able to identify the blitz, knowing the fact that they were blitz bluffing and 39 wasn't coming, they were man-to-man across the board. Things like that just really show the in-depth knowledge of what's going on. And a lot of people will assume that Deshaun Watson is not, he's played terrible every single game. No, there's some bright spots in there where you can see the high level of accuracy. You can see the high level of aptitude that Deshaun Watson has. It's just not consistent because he has not played. And so those are fair criticisms of saying that you want to see more, but to act as if the guy doesn't know what he's doing, it couldn't be any further from the truth. I love the fact that when they go on the blackboard, it shows you the high level that you have to compete at or understand in the classroom to even be able to complete some of these throws and to know where the ball is, to know what you want to do. So, and I can't help but notice that in that formation, you talk about why things work. If you look at it as the defense is looking at that film, best believe that defenses are diagnosing what the Browns are doing there. And they're going to say, look, you had Harrison Bryant and David Bell backside. They don't care about those routes. You got a tight end that's trying to run a real route on that play. And front side, the only person that is respectable is Amari Cooper. So best believe when we say we need to upgrade the wide receiver and the target positions, the reason you're saying that is because you want guys like Jerry Jeudy backside. You want guys that now all of a sudden you could put Elijah Moore in the slot. Now you have to, those guys have to be respected backside. So Deshaun, if nothing is open front side with Amari Cooper, he can automatically pivot, turn, look, and hit the backside, because now guess what? You have people back there that you have to respect. And if you got a running back and if you have Chubb back there, now you could do a lot of things, or guys catching the ball out of the backfield. So now it's more of a situation. You want every single time that you come out on that field, you want a group of individuals that the defense has to respect. You got to respect David Njoku, and when he's in the game, he's just not a pass catcher. He can also run block. So you got to be ready for run or pass. That's the great reason coaches want great tight ends, and they want people that can do multiple things. So I can come up, I can run the ball. I can come up, I can run the fade. I can run the back shoulder. I can do the quick 3-step. I can throw the ball out on the screen, and we can run that out of any personnel that we got, because our guys can do multiple things. So that's what you want to watch, and I always love watching that. Make sure you go catch out the QB Unplugged. As always, do a great job of breaking it down over there. Subscribe to the channel. With that being